Hello and welcome to the Walk in Power podcast. I am your host, Carmen B., founder of Healthy Energy Actively Living, also known as HEAL, and the creator of the transformational signature course, Manifesting Love. My mission for this podcast is to inspire you to own your power to create the life you desire and deserve by building confidence through wellness. I will be sharing stories of my struggles and success on my journey to building confidence through wellness and how I took responsibility for creating the life I desire. I'll also be inviting some amazing, incredible guests to share their stories also. My hope is that every episode leaves you better than you came, and you would gracefully share your experience with someone else. I'm so happy you decided to join me here today. So without further ado, let's dive in. Oh my goodness. Hey, my Walk in Power family. It's been a minute. It has been a few weeks since I've released a new episode because my laptop crashed. It crashed and erased every file I had for my podcast. And I'll tell you no lie, it was so discouraging to know that I did all this work. I put in all this incredible work, time and energy and love into creating those files, and poof, they were gone. So I really had to find my willpower to just get over it, right? Get over it and get back in the thick of things, because I know that a setback is a setup for a stronger comeback. And here I am. I was super motivated by a message I was listening to from Les Brown, and he was talking about something similar, which really gave me that oomph, like get over it and get back to work. And in that message, he was saying hey, life happens. Life happens to everyone. Life happens when you least expect it. Life will come and punch you right in the face. But what are you going to do about it? You're going to stay down or you're going to get up. Those are your options. And don't complain about it because no one cares. So I had to tell myself, listen, no one cares what happens. Just are you coming back or not? So here I am. Here I am. So I want to tell you, I was thinking about something. I kind of put it out on my social media yesterday. And I just have to share this with you because it's something that I realize more and more about myself. And my family has talked about it forever. But I need to know if I'm the only person that is extremely emotional when they are hungry. Like, seriously. When I get hungry, I literally feel like my world is crumbling. I feel depressed. I feel anxious. I feel overwhelmed. And I am such a miserable person when I'm hungry. I want to hear from you. I want to know if you also experience this, because I need to know that I am not alone in this fight, in this hunger struggle. Um, for anyone who knows me, I eat a lot. I love to eat, but more so I work out a lot. And so therefore I'm always hungry, and I eat a lot of healthy food. So I don't eat starches or heavy foods like rice and bread. And those are the things that make you feel really full, but it doesn't last long and there's no real substance to it. So I really stick with my veggies and my fruit and my proteins, and I really depend on proteins to help me feel fuller longer. However, I go hard daily with my fitness routine, so I gotta feed the beast. But I want to hear from you. I want to hear what your thoughts are on that. So let me dive into what I really came here to talk to you all about today. Today, I want to talk about discipline over motivation. And this is something that everyone talks about regularly is, being more disciplined or staying motivated. And I'm bringing this topic to you today because I always get the question from my peers, family, my clients, anyone who has encountered me, how do you stay so motivated to get up every day and work out? I really look at it as, how do you stay motivated to show up for yourself every day? That's really what I hear, because working out is the only thing that people see, but they don't see all the other things that I get up every day and do, like my reading and my prayer and my meditation and my meal planning and prepping throughout the day, my drinking water, my taking breaks. These are all things that are a part of my wellness. And so, that question for me really sounds like, how do you stay motivated to show up for yourself every single day? And I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm not motivated, right? Because for me, motivation is temporary. Motivation is that thing that gets you started, right? Like when you have a new idea or something that you really want to try, something you want to do, whether it's starting a business, starting a new fitness plan, maybe going out more, spending more time with family, whatever it is that you have a desire in your heart to do, the motivation is your why. Like, okay, I'm going to do this thing because it's going to reap this reward for me. That's why I want to do it. So you're motivated by that, right? Motivated. When you have motivation, you're thinking, you're planning, you're moving, you're taking little steps, right? That could be writing, researching, talking to people, getting coaching, whatever that may look like. But you feel motivated because you're motivated by what your future could look like if you were to accomplish this goal. That's where the motivation comes from, right? However, discipline is so different. Discipline is what comes after the motivation, right? After you start taking action and you keep taking those actions or some action every single day, that's where the discipline is built. Now, some of us start taking action, might do it for a few days, maybe even a couple of weeks, and then it's like, I'm not gonna do it today, or today I'm gonna take a break, and then tomorrow comes, oh, I'm busy, I got something else to do, but that's okay, I'll take a break from that today and do it another day. Then that one day turns into 2 days, that 2 days turns into 3 days, that 3 days turns into 3 months, right? Because you lost your drive. You lost your motivation. You lost that excitement that was originally in your heart when that idea came up. So you have to explore, why did you lose your drive, right? Discipline is showing up even when you don't have the drive. Discipline is showing up for that thing you say you want, for that life you say you want, that you desire, that you deserve, even when you don't feel like it. Real story. Every day I wake up, I say, I don't have to do it today. I don't got to go walk today. I don't have to do that. I mean, I did it for 3 days. I could take a day off. And then I ask myself, but why? But why? And I always think about the times that I've taken breaks in the past and what I felt like. What it felt like when I didn't show up for what I said I was committed to. For example, being here today doing this podcast. Can I tell you, I plan to do this podcast way earlier in the day today, right? Now it's late afternoon. I made up excuses. I needed something to eat. I had to take the laundry out the dryer. I needed to watch church. I needed to read my Bible. Oh, I was tired. Let me take a nap. You know what? I found everything to do except sit my butt down and record this podcast. But here I am, right? Because I could have put it off and say, you know what, I'll just do it tomorrow. But I also know that whenever I don't show up from what for what I have committed to, it takes a hit to my self-esteem. It takes a hit to my confidence. And so knowing that, I don't want to feel that way about myself. I don't want to tell myself, yo, you suck. Why you said you was gonna do it and you didn't even show up? Like that sucks. Like I think about so hopefully my brother does not hear this podcast and y'all don't need to tell him. But my brother is a person that never does what he says he's going to do. And because he never does what he says he's going to do, I have these feelings that I can't really trust him and I can't depend on him. Right? And I'm always telling him off, like, why can't you just show up? Why can't you just be the person you say you're going to be? But guess what? Whenever I do it to myself, whenever I say to myself, I'm going to do this for me, I'm going to show up this way for me, and I don't, those are the thoughts and feelings I have. Like, why can't you just do what you say you're going to do? Why can't I trust you? Why can't I trust you? See, trust is confidence. Confidence is that trust that no matter what happens, where you are, what time it is, what the weather is, who pissed you off, no matter what happens, you're going to do what you have to do for yourself. You're going to do what you said you would do for yourself. You're going to keep your commitments with yourself. And every time I don't keep that commitment, I break the trust and the bond, the love that I'm building for me. I mean, how many of you, like, when you have someone in your life that just shows up regularly, that you're like, wow, I can really depend on this person. This person really shows up for me when they say they're going to show up. And you feel like so connected to them, like, wow, thank you. I appreciate you. I know that I can always come to you when I'm in need. Right? What does that feel like to you? That feels like love. Right? That just it's in this it's also a spiritual connection, right? Well, how do you create that for yourself with yourself? You have to go within, you have to search within and pull out the reason why you deserve to be treated that way by you. You can't deserve to be treated that way by everyone else if you don't even treat yourself that way. And I will tell you this, as long as you're not treating yourself that way, you'll also feel like others don't treat you that way because you have not honed it within. So that's just something I want you to think about. So today, what I want to do here is give you 3 of my top tips for building discipline. Now, let me tell you, I got plenty, but today we are going to focus on these 3. And over the next few shows, actually, what I want to do, now that I think of it, I want to go deeper on each one. So we'll have time to go deeper on each one of these, right? But the first tip, and I'm going to start with the third tip. The tip number 3. I said first, third, 3. Tip number 3 is remember why you started. Oh my God. Remember why you started. Right? Like when you got that twinkle in your eye and that feeling in your heart, and you just had to tell somebody, like, oh my God, here's what I'm thinking about, and here's what could happen if I was successful. If I was successful, I can make this much money. I can do this for myself and for my family. I can serve my community in this way if I was successful at this goal. Whatever that is for you, whatever that looks like, remember why you started. Tip number 2, you got to release your excuses. What excuses are you making up to not move forward? I'm tired. I don't have enough time. I don't have energy. I don't have the resources. I don't really know where to start, what to do. I don't have guidance. I mean, what excuses are you making up? I mean, listen, I could come up with excuses all day for why I can't do something or why I won't do something. I could tell you excuse after excuse. I mean, I'm telling you, I could do it. But why would I? Because what are those excuses saying about you? To me, those excuses say it's not that serious. That goal that you want is not that important. That life that you desire is not that important, right? Those dreams, that money you want to make is not that important. I'm okay with mediocrity. That's what you're, I'll be bugging, I know. But seriously, every time you make up an excuse, you tell yourself, I'm okay with being right where I'm at. I don't need to really do something that is going to challenge or push me, and I don't want to. So I'm just going to stay here, right? I'm going to tell you this, and I truly believe this. If God did not want you to have that life or to do that thing that was placed in your heart, He would not have given you the idea. Now, maybe you don't have everything you need right now to be a millionaire, but what do you have right now to get started? Right? The saying is, God does not call the qualified. He qualifies the called. So if He placed it in your heart, it's because you already have something. You already know something about this thing to get started. You already have something to get started. Start where you are. That was another tip. But go on and hold it. Go on and hold it. Okay? Tip number 1 is always going to be my favorite tip because it's the tip and the one thing I say to myself every day. Show up. Show up for yourself. All you got to do, get out the bed. Stand up and sit. Go, not sit, but stand up and go to that place that's going to get you where you want to go. Whatever that is. You just got to show up. Just show up. You got to get in the ring. You can't fight, right? You can't fight that fight of success if you don't even show up in the ring. Once you get in the ring, then you say, what's next? Put on your boxing gloves. All right? Got the gloves on. What's next? Throw your first blow. Whatever that first blow is it writing a sentence? Is it making a phone call? Whatever it is. Listen, it's one step at a time. But every step you takes, what was that? Every step you take builds the person you're becoming. In order to become that person, you have to show up for that person. You have to say to that person, you're worth it. I want you. And I'm coming for you. Whatever that looks like. But you have to do it daily. Right? You have to do it daily. Now, rest is okay. And we'll do a whole nother episode on rest. But you rest after you work. You can't be saying, I need a break or I'm taking a rest when you haven't even done anything. You rest after you put in some work. Okay? Because rest is preparation to show up as your best, baby. You gotta put in that work. So again, those 3 tips, starting with number 3. Remember why you started. Make sure you write these down. Write these down. Right? Because write down. Remember why you started and then write down why you started. Release your excuses. Number 2, write that down. And write down what are the excuses I've been making up to not go after the life I desire and deserve. And then put the truth next to it. On one side, what are your excuses? On the other side, what is it? Right? One for me would be, I'm tired. The truth is, I'm being lazy. Right? So, what does that look like for you? And lastly, tip number 1 is show up. What does showing up look like? What is the action you need to take to move in the direction of the life that you want? Show up. All right, well, that's our time together today. Listen, one, I'm gonna say right now, I'm feeling real good, super proud of myself because I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I almost didn't do this today. I felt so like every time I sat down, I swear to God, I was falling asleep. Sorry, excuse me, God. I was falling asleep every time I sat down. Like, what is wrong with me? No, honey, you're giving yourself that energy. You're serving yourself that energy. Come on, come on. Renew, refresh. I'm up, I'm here. I drank some water, took a nice cool shower, and got myself like, okay, I had to refresh myself. I had to renew my energy. So whenever you're feeling like, oh, I just can't, refresh, renew, reset, whatever you need to do, get in the ring. Until next time, folks, walk in power. Thank you for tuning in to this episode on the Walk in Power podcast. I hope this episode gave you something to think about, tools for your toolbox, and encouraged you to walk in power. Make sure you subscribe to catch every new episode, and please leave a review or share any topics you would like to hear me speak on. If you haven't done so already, please head over to my website at healwithcarmenb.com and subscribe to my mailing list to get updates on new episodes, events, and services. Also, I'm inviting you to join the Walk in Power Facebook community where we can continue these discussions. You can stay connected through Instagram at healwithcarmenb and on Facebook at Healthy Energy Actively Living. Until next time, walk in power. With love and gratitude, Carmen B.